Good day, everyone. I am Chelsea Mahadeo, a student at the University of Trinidad and Tobago. Today, I will be presenting to you a video documentary of the GrowBox project for the Problem-Solving Workshop course. This project was done by Group 2 or PL02 of the Gasparillo, Williamsville, Claxton Bay, Cuba, and Freeport community. Without further ado, let's get right into this video. I will now be explaining to you the purpose of this group project. As you all know, we are currently faced with a tight economic outlook where foreign exchange is not easily accessible. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the country is not earning as much as it used to. In Trinidad and Tobago, the majority of fruits and vegetables are imported, implying that the majority of the economy's food supply is not produced locally. Food importation rates should rise if the economy remains stable. However, due to recent developments such as the rising of oil prices and the COVID-19 outbreak, this is causing less commerce to take place. This is creating a drop in revenue, which could lead to budget cuts to reduce the country's food import bill. This can potentially lead to serious food shortages. People are urged to eat locally produced food goods in order to preserve foreign currencies and save money. Each citizen can make a difference in the country's economy and the foreign exchange by growing their own crops at home. The establishment of a home vegetable garden can result in cost savings for both the economy and citizens. This project will look into the feasibility of putting up home vegetable gardens, such as the GrowBox, in various areas, as well as educating those who are interested in doing so. The main aim of this GrowBox project is to encourage citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to eat locally produced food items instead of purchasing imported food items. This can be done as an effort to conserve the foreign exchange as well as save money. I will now be talking about the Food Importation Bill of Trinidad and Tobago. During the year of 2021, the Food Importation Bill was valued at $5.7 billion per annum, according to the central bank. This represents 12% of the physical revenue for that period, where the recorded revenue equated to $48 billion. Raw materials that are required by local manufacturers to produce processed meals and beverages, canned and packaged food, cereals, and foreign-grown fruits and vegetables make up the majority of the food import costs. Only foreign currencies such as the US dollar, the British pound, and the euro can be used to purchase these items. Over 80% of the fruits and vegetables in Trinidad and Tobago is imported, meaning most of the economy's food supply is not produced locally. Most inhabitants of Trinidad and Tobago regard foreign fruits and vegetables to be more of an essential staple in their diet. Fruits and vegetables that are imported are in more demand than goods produced locally. These items are imported in greater quantities than other imported foods. This is due to the fact that people have the idea that imported items are of higher quality and standard, which is not the case. Imported fruits and vegetables from foreign countries tend to be more processed than locally grown fruits and vegetables, since various chemicals are used to preserve these imported items. Providing there is stability within the economy, importation rates should increase. However, with the current events such as the increase in oil prices and the COVID-19 pandemic, less trade is being done. This is causing a reduction in revenue, which can lead to possible cuts to lessen the food importation bill. That can even lead to severe food shortages in the country. In the year of 2020, $700 million was spent on meats and meat products, $887 million on dairy products, and $1 billion was spent on fruits and vegetables. This had a great impact on the overall available foreign exchange and contributed to high levels of debt, which is unsustainable in the short to long-term outlook of our country. To think of it, if citizens of Trinidad and Tobago decided to start producing fruits and vegetables locally in their own home garden, the food importation bill will decrease significantly. Developing a home garden can reduce one's reliability on imported food products.
Good day everyone, my name is Ravina Mohammed and today I'll be talking about the methodology of the project. This can be broken down into 5 phases. Phase 1 is to determine the purpose of the project. The purpose of this project is to investigate setting up a vegetable home garden in a targeted area while determining its viability and educating persons on the topic as we go along. Phase 2 is where we held a meeting with all the team members and using secondary resources such as newspaper articles, websites, YouTube videos, and even research papers, we were able to come up with 3 possible designs. These 3 designs kept in mind the cost, availability of materials, convenience, and also technicalities, so one can set up and use this design with ease. Then we moved to Phase 3. Phase 3 is where we submitted these 3 possible designs to a supervisor to be approved. Once approved, we were able to move to Phase 4. Phase 4 involved our primary resource being surveys using Google Forms that was used in a targeted area to obtain which design out of the 3 proposed design participants preferred. As you can see here, the 3 options given was the grow tower hydroponic system, indoor drip system, and grow bags. Once enough data was obtained, we were then able to move to Phase 5. Phase 5 is analyzing all the data obtained from the survey, which gives you the most preferred design by the targeted area. This was then implemented by each team member. The favorable design was these grow bags shown here. As seen here, it's small, so it's space efficient in the sense that if you have an area that cannot accommodate for most designs, this design took that into consideration. So you can still plant your produce if you have a small area. It's also mobile, it's very cost effective. You don't necessarily have to use these plastic bags shown here, you can use what you have. Also, it's very versatile in the sense that you don't have to stick to small plants like seasonings. You can use tomatoes, you can use pimentos, you can mix it up. All of the progress made with this design, any problems faced, all the meetings were all documented in this phase also.
Hello everyone, my name is Richard Gajusing and I'm a student of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, and today I will be discussing what is a home garden and why you should implement your own home gardening system. A home garden is considered to be a small-scale production system aimed at supplying vegetation either not obtainable, affordable, or readily available through local retail markets. A household garden is located within or close to living spaces that are easily accessible. Home gardens tend to be populated with vegetables, fruits, plantation crops, spices, or herbs. Why should you participate in propagating your own home garden? According to an article by Agriculture and Food Security, the global population is expected to reach over 9 billion by 2050. This will further escalate global food production to an estimated 70% and an increase in importation expenses on foreign food. In developing countries, such as Trinidad, where the likelihood of hunger and food scarcity is more acute, individuals need to develop strategies on combating the increase in food prices. In an effort to address the issue of food production, food scarcity, and the food importation bill, the suggested solution would be to implement a home gardening system. Over the recent years during the COVID-19 pandemic, there was a lot of interest in growing locally sourced crops at home. This is due to individuals maintaining the protocols set by their respective governing body in an effort to limit public interactions. Owning a home gardening system allows an individual to have instant access to fresh and mostly chemical-free produce. Even though planting crops may seem expensive due to fertilizer and seedling costs, the yield generated from a mature crop over time will repay for itself, averting the need to visit the farmer's market or grocery stores. Having access to a home garden allows an individual to have the freedom to bypass the chemical and pesticide stages. Buying produce that requires foreign importation allows for the loss of nutritive value upon traveling miles to reach your table. Our group proposed three major designs, and by the majority vote, grow bags were selected as the most feasible home gardening system by survey participants. The materials used in this design were very cost effective and should allow any individual to begin a home garden. According to an article by Intelligent Living, studies have shown that there are physical and psychological benefits to growing plants at home. For example, decreased stress, boosting creativity, and improving overall mental health. In conclusion, growing produce at home has major benefits and allows for 100% return on capital spent. Furthermore, implementing a home gardening system can greatly influence the expenses generated from the food importation bill.
My name is Justin Mahmutia, and I'll be discussing the crops selected for this project. The crops used for this project include tomatoes, shadow benny, and scythe. Tomatoes are an essential household demanded crop and can grow in a variety of conditions, with the exception of extreme cold. They require a minimum of 8 hours direct sunlight and temperatures above 18 degrees Celsius to ripen, which favors the tropical climate of Trinidad and Tobago. Tomato plants do not occupy a large amount of space since they can be grown in pots or soil, depending on the type, which made them a suitable crop for this project. They thrive best in loose draining, well fertilized soil and require stakes to keep the growing plant upright. Even though this crop is more susceptible to pests, information on natural pesticides were easily obtained via the Ministry of Food Production (TT's) website article entitled "Making Natural Pesticides Using Local Materials." Tomato seeds can be germinated to produce seedlings, which provide a cheap alternative to growing this crop, as well as it allows for constant supply for future plants. Seedlings can also be purchased at a low cost. Tomatoes can be harvested approximately 8 to 9 weeks after transplanting, and one plant can yield up to 10 to 15 pounds of produce. This is good because tomatoes has a varying price on the market due to external factors such as flood or other weather conditions. Once grown and maintained properly, this investment would prove to be a profitable one, as opposed to buying tomatoes at $7 per pound. In addition to convenience, tomatoes contain potassium, many antioxidants and vitamins such as vitamin B9, C, and K1, which boost the immune system. Its anti-inflammatory properties protect vital organs such as the skin, eyes, heart, and lungs, and can even provide improved oral health. Tomatoes can be eaten raw, thus making it a convenient food source, or it can be incorporated into traditional West Indian cuisine such as chokers, or used as ketchup or in soups, salads, salsa, as a paste or preserve, side dish, dressing, or even prepared as a healthy beverage. Due to its diversity in cuisine, cheap cost, profitable yield, and various nutritional benefits, this made tomatoes an optimal crop for this project. Another crop used for this project is shadow benny. Shadow benny does not require as much preparation for harvesting. Shadow benny therefore was selected due to its ease of growing and minimal maintenance since it naturally grows in shaded, moist soil. It can withstand a hot tropical climate by surviving in poor soil with very little fertilizer, or it can thrive in well-drained, fertilized soil with optimal germination obtained at 26 degrees Celsius to produce large leaves. It also has an ever-bearing plant which sprouts regularly within approximately 14 to 28 days, therefore ensuring a continuous monthly supply. Shadow benny can be easily grown from germinating seeds which can be purchased at a low cost or by propagating root cuttings purchased at $7 to $20 per bundle, whereby the latter allows for a constant supply for future replanting. In addition to being a thriving plant, shadow benny has several medicinal and nutritional benefits. It contains various nutrients such as iron, calcium, riboflavin, and the leaves also provide a good source of vitamin A, B1, B2, and C. Consequently, shadow benny can aid in digestion and pain relief, or it can be used in the treatment of various forms of inflammation, asthma, and even diabetes. Studies done identified the antiparasitic, anti-inflammatory, and antibacterial benefits of the extracts of shadow benny. It further discussed the antioxidant effect the leaves extract had on cancer cells as well. This nutritious plant is commonly used in traditional Trinbagonian food for seasoning meats and other dishes, or as an ingredient in chows and chutneys. Given all the advantages listed above and the essentiality of shadow benny in Trini cuisine, this crop was ideal for this project. Saive is another crop which was used for this project. Saive, which is a crop that thrives in tropical climates once it is planted on well-drained, rich soil. A daily supply of sunlight is sufficient for ensuring growth of this crop, which is a naturally present in our climate. Saive seedlings are very versatile, such that they can be planted in containers or soil, and they do not require large amounts of space for growth. These seedlings are very cheap to purchase and are easily accessible at various plant shops. In addition, their offshoots can be replanted for regrowth once it is cut at the right height. Growing saive at home therefore proves to be more profitable than buying saive bundles at market at a higher cost. Due to the strong aroma of the seasoning herb, it naturally repels most insect pests. Like shadow benny, saive also requires minimal maintenance. So in all, these crops were selected for this project due to their short growing time as well as their versatility and use within our culture, as well as for it's easier to grow, especially how on market the price always fluctuates. So thank you.
Good day everyone, my name is Justin Badri and I will be presenting the instructions on how to develop and maintain the home garden design, including future areas for improvements. These instructions are for your home vegetable garden design, using grow bags to keep and reduce importing and cost of living to families in an effort to conserve foreign exchange and save money while encouraging persons to eat locally produced food items. Material listing. The bags for your project, select a bag where water can easily flow through and reusable or what is available to you. A shovel for mixing of the soil, gravel or stones, dirt, soil or manure of your choice, rope, strings or tape to stabilize and keep the bag rigid in case it is necessary. Let's begin. Step 1 of 6. Depending on the bag type, double bags together for a more robust, movable grow bag. Step 2 of 6. Get a few buckets of gravel or small stones around the size of marbles. The stones are to allow air and water to flow throughout the soil and allow stronger rooting systems. These are your components to be mixed together. Third step here, step 3 of 6. Mix both the gravel and dirt together. Ensure a proper mix is achieved. Step 4 of 6. Now take the double bag and begin filling with the soil mixed in step 3 above. Fill the bag to 75% of the capacity. Step 5 of 6. Produce a small hole and place your plant into the grow bag to your configuration. 2 or 3 plants, depending on the type, can be placed in one grow bag. Once plant is placed in the hole produced, compact the soil around the plant to keep the plant rigid in the hole to avoid tumbling over. Your bag are at 75% filled. You can add the remaining soil to the plant after a few days to help mold and grow a stronger, healthier plant. Step 6 of 6. Lastly, watering of plants as required for plants, nutrients and management. Molding of plants should be done weekly. Growing powders or salts containing the main nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium should be used as directed on packages of products. That takes us to the end of our steps and instructions for developing and maintaining a grow bag system. Some future areas of improvement for this project that were valuable to me is using a more rigid type of grow bag. To maintain a better structure, the bags I selected were a bit soft and fell and changed shape. So this is where the tape came in for me. I used tape to keep the bags together and balanced. The other area of improvement for me was purchasing manure or premix soil with a higher nutrient level, like it have different types of manure such as goat manure, chicken manure and stuff like this. You could mix together to help. For indoor grow bags where sunlight is limited, purchasing a grow light can assist with the development by having better sunlight. Thank you.
Hi, good evening everyone. I am Akim John and I will be speaking about plant maintenance and nutrients. So how I went about maintaining my plants are using 8 simple steps. Right, first of all, I examine the plant before purchasing them, or plants or seedlings, whichever one you feel comfortable with. Right, and in examining them, I looked for any defects or shriveled leaves. I wanted to get the best of the best. Right. Secondly, I purchased some soil that was able to compost or retain water properly. Or if you couldn't purchase soil, what I did, I mixed normal dirt with sharp sand, and that was very effective. Right. I kept an eye out for bugs on a regular because in my area bugs are an issue. Right, I cleaned up around the plants regularly as well too, to avoid overcrowding of any weeds that would have grow up through in the soil. I applied fertilizer as well to give the plant extra boost of nutrients apart from watering it. I pruned any damaged limbs or leaves at the right time while the plant was growing. I would have checked to ensure that this plant was receiving adequate enough sunlight so that it could grow and photosynthesize properly, and I would have watered it every 2 to 3 days accordingly. So with regards to plant nutrients, what I did, I would have fertilized the plants every week or once every week to ensure that the plants are getting sufficient nutrients as well as sunlight. So with that, what I did, I purchased 2 fertilizers, Blue Corn as well as Nutrex, which is about $100 a bag, because it is just a home garden. Alright, so basically what we are trying to do with this project also is to produce crops of high yield, but with limited amount of chemicals and additives in them. Thank you.